Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fat Loss Basics. Thanks so much for joining. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing here. Okay. Ruthlessly Consistent Challenge. It took me a second to get there. Wow, the brain was slow for a second. We began October 27th. The last time I looked, there's already 12 or 13 women in. This is a free challenge. Where you can go into the holidays not feeling like a busted bad can of biscuits, not feeling like you have to start over every Monday, not feeling like you don't have a plan or a strategy in place, okay? Click the link in the show notes. Let's get you in. If you are already in the challenge and for some reason you're not getting my email to join the community, because even though I have like 12 or 13 of you in, not everybody's in the community yet. So we want to get into that community. And just so that we are prepared and ready to go, I like to add all of my people into my app so that I have everybody's name and all the things, and I know when I can communicate if I need to, and blah, 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 blah. So again, this is a free challenge. If you're interested, please feel free to click the link in the show notes, get more information. There's a lot more details about it on that page when you click the link. So we are talking here about fat loss, obviously. Just kidding, JK, LOL. Wednesday's podcast was really all about what simplifying a fat loss plan actually looks like. And I want to highlight this because I've seen actually a few coaches outside of myself come on and have a conversation with people about how they are getting on calls with women and they did not get the results that they desired with their former coach. Now, I want to be very clear here and say this is multifaceted. This is a multifaceted problem. And unfortunately, right now, I'm seeing a lot of blame go on the coach, right? Oh, it's the coach's fault. You had a bad coach, or the client will literally say, well, I didn't get the result that I want. And, they didn't help me, or they didn't, I don't feel like they did their job, or whatever the case is. Okay. And I will say that sometimes it is a coach. If the coach is telling you that you can't have certain foods, if the coach is not helping you create a better plan for yourself, if the coach is not simplifying the process, if the coach is not, what's it called? I've actually done a whole podcast episode about this before, like red flags when hiring a coach. But if the coach is only like specific about like numbers and details and all the things, right? Versus a coach who wants to help you actually change your life. Okay. I am a coach that wants to help you change your life. Yes. Your goals are important to me, okay? What's also important to me is 1, staying true to who I am. 2, being super fucking honest and transparent, okay? And 3, changing your life. Those are the 3 things, okay? Your goals are still important to me, okay? But I want you to create a life that you don't ever have to go back on a diet for, okay? This means that we do a lot of more back-end work. We do a lot more internal work. It's not just about the scale. It's not just about here's your macros. It's not just about here's your training program. There's a lot more that goes into this process, and it takes a lot longer than a lot of people are willing to sit in the discomfort of, okay? So what I want to convey to you today is you don't always have a coach problem. Sometimes you have a you problem, okay? I have coached at this point and spoken with hundreds of thousands of women. I've not coached thousands yet. Definitely spoken to thousands of women. Okay. And a lot of times I hear like, well, it just was this, or my coach didn't do that, or they gave me the wrong macros, or they didn't teach me this, or there are lots of different things. But when I go back and ask them, oh, okay, well, did you ask your coach like why they were doing things? Well, no. Okay. Did you tell your coach that you're looking for more than just a weight loss program and you care more about the number than just a number on the scale? Well, no. Did you tell your coach that you were struggling? Did you tell your coach that you were unhappy about the way that you were feeling, what you were thinking, and how slow this process was? Well, no. Oh, okay. So sometimes, again, it's an accountability issue, right? And sometimes you're not stuck because you haven't found the right program. Sometimes you're stuck because every time you get fucking uncomfortable and it gets inconvenient or it gets too slow, you bail. Have you thought about that? Have you actually like looked in the mirror and said, this didn't work because of me and how I contributed to it? Even if that meant you didn't ask for what you needed or you didn't ask clarifying questions as a grown woman, right? I am case in point, first person to say, I hired a coach. That coach did me a little dirty. Not going to lie. You can sit here, you can hear my conversations, but there's always a part of me that knows it was also on me. Did I speak up when I should have? No. Did I ask the questions that I should have? No. Did I say the things I needed to? No. Well, whose fucking problem is that? Mine. Did I do things that I knew better than to do? Yes. Oh. So it's not just the coach that I hired. It was a collective of me and the coach. It was a collective of me not being honest and my coach thinking and giving me a little too much freedom, a little too much pause, if you will. Right? So we don't need another diet or another coach or another. You need to sit in the uncomfortability, the inconvenience, and the slowness of this process, the majority of you. Okay? Couple things that I'm going to point out. If you've been on multiple different programs and you've tried multiple different things, I'm going to tell you this. It's probably not the coach. It's probably not the coach. I've had people that have had weight loss surgery. They either cannot lose weight or they gained all their weight back. Is that the surgery's fault? Can we blame the surgeon? Is that their fault that you made choices, or is that your fault that you made choices? Oh, ouch. Can't say the same for GLP-1 because everybody reacts differently to GLP-1. So that's out, right? Here's another one. If you jump into a program, the second you get an adrenaline rush, like, oh my God, right? You're jumping in for that dopamine drive, the dopamine diet, right? The moment that program requires you to do boring ass fucking shit, you're like, yeah, so about that. It's like, oh, I'm really excited to start. And then it's like, oh, this is all that it is. Oh my God. I kid you not. My Fat Loss Basics, my group coaching client that won the scholarship with me, she was a legit case in point of rinse and repeat, boring as shit, rinse and repeat, boring as shit. And on one of her check-ins, she put SSDD, same shit, different day. Boom. Done. Okay. So if you jump into these programs and you're really excited about them, you are giving yourself a dopamine hit. On the back end, though, the moment it gets really fucking boring, you're like, yeah, I don't think this is working. That's a you problem, right? If every single time you get uncomfortable, you constantly tell yourself that it's not the right fit. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, it's just way too slow, right? But what if that discomfort is the right fit and you just never stick it out fucking long enough? Okay? You never stick it out long enough. And back to the dopamine, you're not actually looking or interested in having a new coach. You think that coach is going to tell you something different. You think that coach is going to do something different than what your previous coach did. Now, I touched on this a little bit on Wednesday, and I'm going to tell you this right now. If you come into my program and you don't get to your goals, it is 50% your problem. It is 50% your problem. Not my problem, but your problem. Even if you turn in every check-in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are chasing a feeling. You are chasing again, it's all about dopamine. It's all about dopamine. You're not looking for a new coach. You're looking for a new coach to tell you that you're not the problem. You're looking for a new coach to make you feel good. Oh yeah, that coach must have sucked ass. Now, if you have somebody coming to me and that person is telling me like, yeah, there was like We had cheat meals and we weren't allowed to have sugar, and they made me buy this specific supplement, or okay, those are definitely red flags. When you come into my program, that is not it at all. And the reality is the majority of us have an us problem, I have a problem. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to touch on is the fact that coach hopping is really just self-sabotage. Okay. It feels like action, but it's actually not. It's inaction. It's avoidance. It's avoidance. You have to actually show up what I'm teaching in my consistency challenge. I've had people that have lost 40 pounds in a year. I've had people that I worked with for 9 months and we've lost 3 pounds. Okay. The pound itself isn't necessarily the problem. It's how do you feel about the fact that you only lost 3 pounds, and what ownership of that are you going to take? Or did we find and discover like, oh, there's actually some other things that we need to work on first? Because again, I'm not the coach that's going to just be like, well, you want to lose weight, let's just slash your calories. Let's just slash your calories. Let's just keep slashing calories. If you already can't stay in a calorie deficit of 1,700 calories, what makes you think you're going to stay in a calorie deficit of 1,400, of 1,200? Wild. It's a wild thought to have, right? But if your consistency shows me that you're not there, why would I take you lower? What is it? We have to fix that problem. In order to fix that problem, I don't even say fix it, but we have to become aware about it and then shift how we look at it. In order to do that, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be super, super honest. We have to be transparent. And I'm going to go back to, if every coach you have had, if you're a person that's like a chronic coach, like serial coach, program hopper, and you have had 4 coaches, 3 coaches, 2 coaches, and you come to me, you're probably not, the coach probably is not the problem, because at some point you're going to learn something from all of those coaches that you've been with previous to find like fucking puzzle piece something together. Well, this told me what not to do. This told me what to do. This told me how to handle that. This told me how to handle this. So understand that the results that you want don't come from coach hopping. It does not come from going to this coach, to that coach, to this coach, to that coach. It comes from showing up. It comes from filling this gap of brutal honesty with yourself. When it's slow, when it's fucking granny panties and not sexy, when nobody's clapping for you, when you feel like it should be faster. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, like, what do you hope this new coach is going to do? Like I said, I feel like sometimes we think that the coach is going to like just validate our thoughts and feelings. And then you go into these coaching programs and it's like, oh yeah, well, we need to start here. Yeah, well, that's what my last coach said. Oh, but I thought your coach was the problem. Sucks. Fucking sucks. Got to take ownership, right? So if you're looking for that ownership, I want you to click the link in the show notes. It took me a minute. Click the link in the show notes. Get in that Ruthlessly Consistent Challenge. Something that I said on a call today in my mentorship was, these are women who think that they can be consistent with 5 things and they can't even be consistent with 1. This is who that is for. The person that tries to go from 0 to 1,000, which is probably why you coach hop. Because again, that's a good dopamine hit until Wednesday comes and you want to fucking spoon out your eye and you think that you're a failure. That is what we are going to shift in coaching, in the consistency challenge. So can't wait to see you there. Again, if you are already in the challenge, but for some reason it's not populating through, be sure to just send me a message or something. Let me know and I'll send you a direct link to the group. But I want to make sure everybody's getting in and getting signed up, ready to go, ready to rock, ready to roll. I'm very excited.